What's up, everyone? We got day one of Hoboken Survivor. We're about to check in, find out our new tribes, and see how the day goes. Hopefully we win the challenge. I'm not the first person voted out, but I'll give you some updates as the week goes on. Day one was off to a great start. They split us up into our tribes. There was this one kid that I had kind of a mutual connection with and texted him beforehand, and we ended up on the same tribe. So we kind of got some secret thing going on. We won the challenge, which was absolutely huge. So, none of us was the first person voted out, especially me, not the first person voted out. We all kind of like gathered afterwards and tried to get to know each other. And it kind of seems like there's a nice like crew, solid core forming. I have like 2 or 3 other people that are trying to work with me. And I really think that we can, take over. And if we keep winning challenges, we won't have to vote anyone out. And then we'll have the majority going forward. So day one, we survived and we just got to keep it going. At the end of the day, this one kid, he was like walking back with me and he just started telling me everything. He was like, I really like this person. I really like this person. Like, these 3 people, like, I have nothing against them. Like, there's nothing wrong with them. But, like, if we had to vote someone out, like, I could see myself leaning towards them. So he was just kind of giving me all of his information, which, like, 1, makes me think he wants to work with me and he's loyal. And 2, like, maybe he's a bit of a blabbermouth, so I don't want to get too close or say too much. But, I have him in my pocket. And, if I have to vote him out, we can. What's up, guys? I'm taking a little bit of a walk during my lunch break. They said there could be hidden idols anywhere. So I'm back at the scene of the challenge, trying to figure out where it might be. I'm looking up in trees, looking on the ground. I'm thinking it would have to be out of reach or out of sight from random people walking by or kids running around. But I have no idea where it could be so far. I haven't found anything, no clues, no signs of it. So hopefully we get lucky and we'll see what we can find. What's up, everyone? Day 2 of Hoboken Survivor. And first thing I got to say is, what a wild day. First things first, he announces a tribe swap. Then he announces a double elimination. Insane. The tribe swap went so well. I got 3 people from my original tribe, 2 of my closest alliance members on my team, and a 5-person tribe. So if we won or lost, I was fine. We had 1 random girl from the other tribe, but you know what? She was really nice and seemed really willing to work with us. We had a huge lead in the challenge, but the puzzle was just, the great equalizer. So we ended up losing, have to go to tribal, figure out what we're doing from there. So we go into the scrambling session, all decided that we're going to vote Abby, the new girl. But then Jackson starts to get wind that Cushy from our original tribe wants to actually vote with Abby to get him out. So they send me to go talk to the girls and keep them safe. And they decide that they want to vote Cushy out instead because she doesn't want to work with us. We don't really know who she's aligned with from our old tribe. And at least with Abby, you know what? We could try to figure it out and keep her at arm's length and maybe build connections with her. The problem was I was talking to the girls to try to make them feel safe. The guys texted me Cushy and I didn't see it. I voted Abby. So the vote ends up being 2 for Cushy, 2 for Jackson, and I'm the lone voter for Abby. And we have to re-vote, and Abby's safe. So I'm telling Cushy this whole time, I'm with her, and now I have to vote her out, and I feel so bad. She doesn't know that I'm that close with the guys. She thinks I'm working with her, but I had to vote her out. So in the end, Cushy went home. What's up, everyone? Today's going to be a little bit crazy. Each tribe had to select 1 person to send to each of the 3 categories, either brains, brawn, or beauty. And I was sent to brain. Luckily, 2 people I'm pretty close with are also going to brain, but I don't know what's going to happen. One of us might go home of the 3 of us, and I don't know how close the other 2 are. I went idol hunting today, couldn't find anything. But I do have something up my sleeve. I have this fake immunity idol with this piece of paper that I typed up and printed out today, listing all of the rules, trying to make it as legit as possible, have a little dirt on it too. So hopefully this comes in handy and I can last another day. See you guys later. What's up, everyone? Day 3 of Hoboken Survivor and another crazy twist. So we had to separate into our 3 categories: brains, brawn, and beauty, and I went to the brain section. There was 2 other girls in the brains, both who were on my original tribe and one that I'm really close with. So we get there and we're at this apartment building and we have to buzz the unit of the apartment building that he texts us. So we buzz it and some girl opens her window and says, "You have 3 minutes to decide, only 2 of you are allowed up and 1 of you has to sit out. If you can't decide, you all lose your votes." It was pretty simple. I didn't really care. I was like, yeah, I'll participate or I'll sit out. So I kind of let the girls decide because I was fine with either. So they decided that this one girl from our tribe, who I'm not as close with, would sit out because she doesn't feel as comfortable and she wants her vote. So we go up thinking it's going to be a puzzle, and it's actually the snake maze where you have the ball and the 2 strings and you have to slowly try to maneuver the ball up the snake and land it in the hole. And they tell us we have 25 minutes to complete it or we both lose our votes. However, if one of us does complete it, that person gets an advantage and the other person doesn't lose their vote. And I'm really close with this person that's on the snake with me. So I didn't really care which one of us won it as long as we both didn't lose our votes. The time keeps ticking. None of us are getting it. It is the jankiest puzzle. It is so difficult and we both lose our votes. Not great for the next tribal. But we're thinking about it and we're both on the same page. And I think people assuming that one of us has an advantage is a better risk than them knowing neither of us have a vote. So we go into this big hangout afterwards and we tell people that I did it with 2 minutes left and that, maybe I have an advantage. So everyone meets up at this big Survivor watch party. There's a couple Survivor contestants from the original show there. It was really cool. And we're all not even paying attention to the show, just trying to talk to each other and figure out what the hell is going on, meet and mingle. The Brawn tribe, they had to run back and forth and get 72 balls one by one in 25 minutes, and they did it with 1 minute left, and one of them has an advantage, and we don't know who. The Beauty tribe had some sort of, mental manipulation test, and apparently, from what we heard, they're going to get a text to see who won, but, we think someone already has an advantage there, too. So we'll see how today goes. I have no vote. I just got to make it past today. I feel good with my tribe, so hopefully there's no swap that screws me. I'll give you guys an update later on. I got the fake idol if I need it. So right now we're split up into 3 tribes. My tribe is me, Jason, Jackson, and Abby. I wrote Abby's name down already, and although she seems nice and wants to work with us, if we go to tribal, she's going to be the one to go. I'm really close with Jason and Jackson. Jackson tells me everything, and Jason and I have had a secret alliance since before the game even started. The other tribe is Aaliyah, Nicole, Kemma, and Eric. Now, I've never talked to Eric before, but last night we had a lot of conversation, and he texted me this morning, and he really wants to work with me. And I'm really close with Nicole and Aaliyah. Those are 2 of my closest alliance members. So I think if they go to tribal, I can get Eric to vote with the 2 girls and vote against Kemma if we have to. Now, the last tribe is kind of where it gets a little scary. There's Chloe, Frank, Avery, Sam, and Paul. Avery and Sam are from my original tribe, but they avoided me all night last night, and I don't think they want to work with me. Paul, I ran into randomly one day, doing a little idol hunting maybe, and he's been texting me ever since for another secret alliance. But the problem is he's close with Abby, so I kind of had to tell him, listen, if we go to tribal, she might be gone, and he told me that was okay with him. He seems to be close with Frank, so that could be another path moving forward. If we merge, I have no vote. Maybe I have the numbers that'll help me get through. Wish me luck. What's up, everyone? Day 4 of Hoboken Survivor was another crazy ride. So Wednesday, there was no tribal council and no eliminations, but advantages and disadvantages were thrown around. So all day yesterday, people were texting each other in group chats, individually trying to figure out who has the advantages, who has the disadvantages, and I didn't want people to know that I lost my vote. So I was telling people that I had an idol clue because I had my fake idol in case I need to back it up. And then we finally get to the immunity challenge, and we don't know if there's going to be a merge or a swap because the tribes are so small, but we end up staying in our original tribes. And mine's only 4 people, and one of them I had voted for in the past, and I actually found out that day she has an extra vote, which is crazy. So the way I found out that she has an extra vote is she actually texted me that day telling me that she has an extra vote and that she wants to work with me, which is perfect because if our tribe before goes to tribal council, I'll tell her I'm working for her and against the guys because I didn't vote with them on the first one, and we can vote for one of the guys. She'll put her 2 votes on, I won't have a vote, and the 2 guys will vote for her. So it'll be a 2-2 tie, and then one of the guys that didn't get votes will use the last remaining vote to get her out. So I felt safe, and my alliance members feel pretty safe too. Then comes the immunity challenge, and basically each tribe had 3 balls, and there was 3 buckets with really small holes, and we had to get 1 ball in each of the holes. The first team to do it wins. And it was crazy. The one tribe I know the least got up to a 2-0 lead instantly. So we were kind of a little nervous, to be honest. But we ended up pulling it out of nowhere. The 2 guys on my tribe went back to back, and I was able to hit the last shot, and we are safe. And now I know I can trust Abby. She told me about her advantage, and if we go to a merge today, I'm pretty set up. The only thing is Abby's number 1, Paul, who I had a secret alliance with, ended up getting voted out yesterday. But the other tribe has 2 girls I'm really close with, and this other guy, Eric, I'm starting to build relationships with, and the 3 of them work together. So it's perfect. It really feels like we're building a majority going into merge, and I can't wait to see what happens today. What's up, everyone? Another day of Hoboken Survivor, and it went so well. We get to the park, and he says immediately, drop your buffs. We are merging. Insane. But then he tells us it's a blood moon. Everyone's going to tribal council. He's splitting us up into 2 groups, 2 individual immunities, and 1 person from each group is going home. I still had no vote. Thank God I won the individual immunity. My group was pretty solid. It was me, 4 others from my original tribe, and then the 1 girl, Abby, who had the extra vote that was working on me from my new tribe. The problem was I had to look like I was with my original tribe. I had no vote, I had no power, and none of them really knew that. So Abby ended up going home, but now I have my vote back. I survived tribal council, and we have a long day ahead of us to see how things go. Wish me luck, and let's see if I can survive another couple votes. The target on my back is getting a little bit bigger than I wanted it to, but that's why we're here. I got my rat socks on for good luck. See y'all later. What's up, everyone? Today was the second to last day of Hoboken Survivor, and I'm exhausted. You can see my jacket drying in the back. I've been out in the rain, in the cold, in the elements like real Survivor since 8 a.m. this morning, and I got home at 8 p.m. It's been nuts. So I'm going to post a few videos to recap the 4 tribal councils that I had to go through today. But I made it out. Final 5 tomorrow. There's a couple paths to the end. I have my core 5 that I solidified from the beginning. I have the 2 guys on one side, the 2 girls on the other side, and I sit right in the middle. I have no idea how this is going to play out. So we get there for the first immunity challenge at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we're standing on the gazebo at Church Square Park in the middle of Hoboken. And Matt goes, there's a hat hidden somewhere in Hoboken. That's it. Somewhere in Hoboken. Go find it. Every 10 minutes, he's going to send us a map with a circle, and it's going to get smaller and smaller. I had just 1 immunity, and I wasn't really trying to increase my threat level, so I took it really easy and didn't really try to find it. But the guy, Frank, who seemed like the easy vote, found the freaking hat in Northwest Resiliency Park as far away from the starting line as possible. What the hell are we going to do? So it's our first vote, all voting together. And for the couple days leading up to it, I had really been trying to set up getting this kid Avery out because he was working really closely with the 2 girls in my alliance. And in order for me to feel better with them, I needed him out of there. But they were not going to write his name down. So I got a bunch of the guys gathered together, and we all voted Avery out. And the girls were not happy. But at the end of the day, I had to do what I had to do. The second tribal comes, and I win immunity. It is phenomenal. I was getting a little nervous because I thought the girls maybe didn't trust me. But here we are. I won it, and I'm safe. So I tell the girls I'll vote with them now, whatever they want to do. But we didn't have the numbers to save the other girl they were working with, Sam.
And I was kind of okay with that because it makes the girls closer to me. So we had to vote Sam out, and she was gone. The third immunity challenge and the third tribal council of the day was the craziest by far and almost my last moment of the day. We're doing trivia in Napoli's, having some pizza, finally trying to get warm, and Nicole, who's my secret number one, wins. I'm feeling pumped, but the scrambling was next level. No one knew what the hell was going to happen. We were all talking back and forth, and the plan ended on a 3-2 split on these two guys, Frank and Eric. And I'm kind of working with Eric on the side at this point, so I pushed for the 3 to be on Frank and to save Eric. But what happened was Frank and Eric got Jackson, one of my closest alliance members, to flip with them. So if we split the vote, the 3 of them could write my name down and get me out. And that was their plan. And they did. All 3 of them wrote my name down. But my relationships just came in handy like they have the whole week. As we're walking up to tribal council, Jason, my one and only secret alliance from day one, pulls me aside and goes, Brian, they almost had me, but I have to tell you something and get it off my chest. Jackson flipped. They're voting for you. We can't split the vote. You have to vote Frank with the 2 girls, and we can't tell the girls anything. Just trust me. Vote with me. Put your vote on Frank, or you're done. You're going to get 3 votes. And I honestly didn't believe him. I thought he was trying to play me, and that was his chance to get me out. But I kind of weighed the options and thought, what was more likely, trusting the people I've trusted all day or thinking something crazy could happen? And I had to stick with the people, and they saved me. 4 votes on Frank, 3 votes on me, and I was safe with my fake idol still in my bag for the next one. So a little backstory before we get to the final immunity challenge and tribal of the day. I've been riding a final 3 with Jason and Jackson since the beginning. I've also been riding one-on-one with Jason since the beginning. I've also had a one-on-one with Nicole since the beginning, a final 3 with Nicole and Aaliyah since the beginning, and a core 4 with Nicole, Aaliyah, and Jason from the beginning. And now we're at the final 5. All 5 of them who I've secured relationships with since the beginning are here with me. So I have no idea what I'm going to do tomorrow, and they could all turn on me for all I know, but I had so much fun, and I'm fine if that happens. So now the last tribal of the day, and I know there's a lot of videos. You probably aren't watching all of this, but it's just so fun to talk about. Jackson wins the word scramble. He's the worst of all of us at puzzles. He said he's bad at word scrambles. He literally stopped trying halfway through the challenge, all of a sudden looked at it, boom, got the phrase. I was like 2 words away. I had 1 word switched. I was so close, but he did it. And now I'm a little scared because Jackson had flipped on me, but at least Frank was gone, so he didn't have as many numbers to turn on me. So we all kind of told this kid, Eric, that, there's only 6 of us. 4 of us are in a core 4 that I mentioned in the last video. We're just going to write your name down. You have to play your shot in the dark. We're all exhausted and cold from today. Let's just go sit and hang out and have a good time. And that's what we did. But everyone knows that I love a good show. I had to have a little bit of fun. I tried so hard not to. I tried to hold it in, but I let it out. I showed my rat socks. I put on a little bit of a show. I referenced one of my favorite players from Australian Survivor, Miles, the Rat King, and I pulled out my fake idol and said, listen, I'm afraid that if you hit your shot in the dark and there's a vote on me and you're safe, I'm out of here, so I might have to play my idol because we suffered all day today. I need to make it to tomorrow. But I didn't play it, of course. I'm trying to use it again. I want people to not know if it's actually fake or it's real. And in the next video, I'll talk a little bit about why this fake idol is going to go so long for me and hopefully get me to the final 3. So right now, I'm the biggest threat, in my opinion. But the 2 girls want to use me against the 2 guys, and the 2 guys want to use me against the 2 girls because the 4 of them don't trust each other. So this idol I have, I told Jason and Jackson I had a fake idol. This is on day 2. I'm trying to build trust with them. But I told the girls I have a real idol. Jason told me that he told Aaliyah it's fake, but I've been telling the girls that, you know what, I told Jason the idol is fake because I didn't want to scare him and I was trying to build trust, but it is real. And I told him I found it in the park, but I didn't. So I want them to have a little bit of doubt of writing my name down tomorrow so that if I use it, they could be going home. So we're going to see what happens, and hopefully I make it to that final four and I can win the immunity challenge and make it to the final three and pitch my freaking case to be the Hoboken sole survivor, and we're going to have a damn good time doing it. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
What's up, everyone? Final day of Hoboken Survivor. I might look a little beat up, I might sound a little beat up, and I might feel a little beat up, but that was one of the most incredible weeks and such a crazy journey, and I would definitely recommend it to anyone. So it's the final five. We get there for the final immunity challenge, and I am so excited. One of my favorite challenges on the show, the giant snake maze, the big version of what I did during the brain journey. And I want to try it so badly. I have some practice. I think I got a shot at winning. But there's a little bit of a hiccup to get there. In order to get onto the snake maze and be able to compete, basically every one of us has to get one dice. We take this die and we have to run around the park, try to toss it onto a ledge, and if we miss, we have to run around the park again and try to toss it on the ledge until we land it. We have to land the dice on the ledge 2 times. The first 2 of us to land it 2 times will move on to the snake, and the first person to complete the giant snake maze wins the immunity challenge. And I was so close. It took me so long to land my first one. I probably ran like 8 or 9 laps. You're so out of breath when you're tossing it. You think it's going to be so easy, and the bounces were just so unforgivable. I finally land one, and I'm turning the corner, and the kid in front of me also has one, and he's walking, and I'm still running. I'm about to catch up to him, so I start booking it, and he notices it, and he starts hauling ass too. And right before I get a chance to throw, he lands his second shot and takes the last spot on the snake maze, and I don't get a chance to try it. And Jackson, who we all want to lose, wins individual immunity, and I definitely could have beat him. I tried the maze afterwards, and I did it in like 4 or 5 tries, and it took him 15 minutes. I had the experience. I really wanted a shot, so I didn't win. So now Jackson has Final 5 immunity, and kind of my biggest fear and what I've been working towards the entire week is coming true. It's the 2 girls on one side, the 2 guys on the other side, and I'm sitting right in the middle. At this point, I'm telling myself I want to go to the end with the 2 girls. Jason just saved me, and our games are pretty similar. I want to get him out of the game, even though I've been working with him as my ride or die since the beginning. But Nicole's also been one of my number ones since the beginning, and I kind of want to go to the end with her too. And I think I might have a better shot if I'm sitting there next to the 2 girls who also have similar games with each other. And that's the plan. I'm going to vote with them. We have 2 fake idols and 1 real idol, and we're going to have this big show. But 5 minutes before, I tell Nicole, what if we vote out Aaliyah, you're number 1, make it a little bit spicy and have some fun with it. And that's what we did. We voted out Aaliyah, and that leaves me, Nicole, Jason, and Jackson for Final 4. And I think maybe I'll just go to the end with the 2 guys and see if I can pitch my case. And then the Final 4 immunity challenge happens. And this is also a Survivor Classic. It's called Stacked Up. You have to move these little tiny cylinders that can hold a ball, and then move these little tiny balls to put on top of the cylinders and try to stack them up until you have no more left. And I think I'm going to be so good at this. The first tower I start to build, I get it until I have 2 cylinders and 1 ball left. I think I got this in the bag. And right when I'm about to put my last cylinder up, the whole tower crumbles. But this gives me a bit of a confidence boost, so I start to speed up, and I think my change of pace really screwed me. And in the end, Nicole won the Final 4 immunity challenge, and this kind of killed my shot at a win right here, I think. I either had to sit next to the 2 guys or sit next to the 2 girls, and now I'm not going to be able to do either of that. So I got to try to find a way to, eliminate Jackson and try to steal all of Jason's votes from him onto me and try to just edge out Nicole on the voting. So we vote out Jackson. The final 3 is me, Jason, and Nicole. Me and my 2 number 1s the entire game. I'm so excited. Any of us, I would be so happy if we won. And I pitch my case. I tell everyone that I built my game off of having fun and building relationships. And you know what? Maybe I played the middle and I didn't try to backstab anyone and I didn't try to betray anyone, but I knew everything that was happening on every single vote. I knew every piece of information, and I was able to use that information to help everyone else's games and get myself to the end. And that was the case that I was going to pitch. But, there had never been a female Hoboken Survivor winner, and Nicole had a really strong game as well, and I think it was going to be really hard to beat her. And in the end, the jury was tough. They asked a lot of great questions. I got 3 votes, second place, and Nicole won. Such a deserving winner, and I'm so happy for her. One of the questions I was asked that I didn't really get a chance to answer, and I'm really regretting it, was what was my biggest mistake in this game? And I really think convincing Nicole to vote out Aaliyah, her number 1, was my biggest mistake in the game. I think that set her over the edge. It distanced herself from someone who had a similar game to her, which is something I wasn't able to do sitting at the end next to Jason. And you know what? That's okay. Second place, competing in every single challenge, experiencing the entire week and having the time of my life was worth every second of it. And hey, in Real Survivor, second place is no slouch, and they make a good amount of damn money, and I'd be happy for that any day. So thanks for watching all these videos, everyone. Thanks for sending all the love. And for one more time, shout out to my rats in the den. Love you guys.
The winner of Survivor Hoboken Season 4 is Nicole.